say in advance. Oh, dwarf on dwarf violence. Right off the bat. Dwarf on dwarf action. Okie dokie. Let's see what happens. With the 190, I'm almost certainly going to go with probably a wizard and a babe. Yeah, I mean, I get the like. I should be okay playing dwarves. It's just a disclaimer. Like humans, I play a lot of. I'm fairly comfortable playing humans, as you can probably tell. I've played humans pretty much the whole time I've been streaming so far. The other teams, I'm quite happy to play them, but I am by no means the best coach with the other teams. I'm not the best coach with humans, as you can tell from that last game. I made a complete balls over that. But yeah, I'm definitely not. I definitely would never say, oh, I'm great at coaching everything. But I do my best. I will do my best. Wizard, babe. What? We still got 40. Oh, I've got zero pieces. That's unfortunate. It's a shame we don't have an extra spare 10k to drop on a babe, but it is what it is. Dwarf Flyman. Yeah, Dwarf Flyman are ideal. They are ideal. Alright, we're just going to go Wizard. We're going to go Wizard. We're going to fireball some dwarfs and see what happens. Set their beards on fire. Yeah. Yeah, you do. That is, yeah. You do, when you think your runners have block. Yeah, the one thing, like, my big thing, like, when I think of dwarves, I'm like, oh yeah, dwarves are easy. Everyone gets block. So yes, that may well catch me out. That may well catch me out. I hope it doesn't, but things like that do tend to trip me up. I spent a good 4 games on the humans. I had an ogre that had leveled up and got himself. I hate it when they're the same colour. I had an ogre that leveled up and I fired him because he didn't get a double, and I replaced him with a new ogre. And I spent a good 5 games thinking he still had guard when he didn't. So we are defending. Alright, Troll Slayer's going down here. It's gonna be. I hate it. I really dislike when they're all the same colour. It's not the end of the world because you get the rings and stuff. Longbeards. What have we got? Longbeards, runners. I think I've got 2 runners. Okay. I'm not sure why I've got 2 runners. It's just the way this has gone. We're doing obviously something interesting here. Right. So we're gonna go Longbeards. We've got 5 Longbeards. We're gonna go Longbeard. Longbeard, Blitzer. I may be a little bit slower with dwarves as well because I'm not used to exactly what everyone looks like. But there we go. We're gonna go like that. I'm not sure. I don't think he's a one Troll Slayer. No, put my runners. But yeah. Like again, it's I will say this as a disclaimer. This is going to be more for fun than for. Well, to be fair, all of the teams I play are more for fun than for like serious. I'm going to try and win 100% of the time. I do try and win. I do play my best. I do play to win. I try my best. I try and not do anything too stupid. But I don't take the game. There is no game that I take seriously enough that I'm going to sacrifice fun over just playing and trying to play well. So. Yeah, I'm going to have to look out for that. Just the one thing that's almost certainly going to catch me out after playing humans for like 25 games is having blitzers that don't go anywhere. Like, having blitzers that are just run at a snail's pace is going to be a bit of a problem. But we will see. We will see how we get on. I genuinely feel like, you know... Oh, look at that. How's that for a kick? Flame Ghost 11. Flame Ghost, thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, and I'm glad you are enjoying it. I hope you're having a good evening. But yeah, I really do. I feel like because both teams are relatively new, this is almost certainly going to come down to who can get a numbers advantage early. He does have a bit of TV on us, but I'm almost certain that his team value is mostly from the fact that he's got a sub, and he's probably got an extra skill on one person somewhere. This guy, he's got a blitzer who got dodge. Okay, so that's basically it. He got a blitzer who got dodge, and he's got a sub, which is where his extra movement comes from, extra team value comes from. And that's it. We just got to try and. I feel like we just try and snipe the odd dwarf as best we can, stay out of trouble, and then if he does cage up, we drop a fireball on his head and see how it goes. Does he have a guard? Did he have a guard on someone that I missed? Oh, he does. Right. Okay. So he's got a guard. He's got one. Thank you very much for that. I would have not noticed that. So he has got one guard guy, one dodge guy, and a sub. Oh no, another dodge guy actually. 2 dodges, a guard, and a sub, and that's where the extra the TV comes from. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do it. I actually feel like is one of the like the default setups. Is one of the default setups that everyone just puts everyone on the line, like one of the default in-game setups? Because if it is, I feel like that's pretty bad on the game's part to give people the idea that that's a good thing to do. Like I saw a Dark Elf coach do it against me when I was receiving, and I was like, "You're crazy! You've just given me like 1,000,000 punches for free." Like, so it's a bit odd. I feel like that shouldn't be one of the default options. And I feel like the default options should have more reasonable names as well. Like, when people are new to the game and they're worrying about offense and defense and trying to set up their defense, I feel like it should just give them a couple of basic options with clear names that explain why they're there. Like one that's like where all your players are fairly in the middle and it's like defense against slow teams, and then one where they're more spread out that says defense against agility or something along those. Not obviously, there's probably better ways to do it, but something along those lines, because the standard ones that they have are a little ridiculous at times. They're a bit weird. They leave you open to like frenzy pushes off the pitch straight away and all kinds of stuff. It's very, very odd. Right, so one guy ended up over there. Good old Hitney Spears. Paul McCloutney gets to stand up. Yeah, it is. I think it's very unfortunate that they actually put that in. If it is a default thing, like, it seems a bit weird. But I've seen it more often than I feel like I should do. That people just load up the line with all their players. It's very, very. It's not ideal. It's certainly not ideal. Do we get a 1 dice here? We do. Yeah, I feel like we're almost certainly gonna. We're almost certainly gonna take. If we get an opportunity to take 2 dice on a Troll Slayer, we're almost certainly gonna do it whenever we can. That works. We'll go this way. We'll stay. No injury, but what can you do? Our blitz is almost certainly going to be on this guy, because if we clear him out, we're golden. So, but I don't want to put. No guard is a bit weird as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to no guard. Right. We're going to go this way with this.
They're getting up close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close. So close that you can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Follow. I just want to try. We're not going to be able to get to the ball. You know what? There is the distinct possibility, actually, that I'm going to make some going for it here, just to see if I can get a tackle zone on the ball. There we go. Right. Okay. So now we can actually worry about tying some people up. We will definitely put a guy in here. I mean, these guys are all going to be free to run around and do what they want. I don't know why he put these dwarf guys down here. That seems a little useless, to be honest. Having dwarf guys across the pitch just seems like a waste of time. But we'll see what happens. Blitzer almost certainly goes in here. Runner is going to go over here. Yeah, I know the runner has no block. I'm just kind of. This is not for blocking purposes. This is just so that this guy he needs to commit. If he wants to get this guy out the way or get a 2 dice, he needs to commit a lot of people to do it. Is why he's there. Not so much for the fact that he can block or anything. Yeah, now I get yeah, the 2D block thing is as well. It's like, yeah, I mean, again, I do a lot of 2 dice blocks because I feel like 2 dice blocks are relatively safe regardless, or they should be at least. But yeah, there there is definitely something to be said for people new to the game to realise the importance of block. The difference between you having block and not having block is like night and day. If you're throwing blocks all day with guys that don't have blocks, you are asking for trouble. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to surf him. You're off again. You're off, Ryan, are you? Okay, no problem, man. Well, thanks for dropping by anyway. I'm glad you came by today. It's been fun talking to you. Hopefully, I'll see you again later on. But yeah, I had a guy. I did have a guy that I played who was clearly very new to the game, and he was following. I think he was following the default setups against the game where I had a frenzy piece, and he had a guy here and a guy here, and he thought that was safe. And all I did was run up, put a guard guy there, and then just frenzied him off the pitch. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that." And I said, "Yeah, it's like they don't really like. It's one of the things that they don't really explain very well, or it's hard to explain to people unless they've had it done to them. There's a lot of little things in the game which you're going to be playing, and someone's going to do it to you, and you're going to be like, "Oh, okay, I need to remember for next time that that's a bit risky." It's like, oh, he's making, oh, that is outrageous. That is outrageous, making them dodges with the dwarfs. But again, this is. Oh, he's made the double skulls. So he's burned his reroll, which is fine. It's such a shame he didn't burn the reroll on a dodge, because that would have been GG. But yeah, there's a lot of little things in the game where you'll be playing and it will happen to you, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll have to remember that for next time. But it's like any game really, and help watching other people play it always helps. I'm not the oh yeah, and yeah, I mean I'm not, as I say, I'm not like the greatest coach, but I hopefully, as I'm playing, give people enough of an idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing, that they can get an idea of the way the game works at least. And yeah, like I'm honestly, I'm not. Sometimes when I say, "Oh, that's outrageous," I don't mean that. Nomad Fet, thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Oh, we've got no Apo either. Oh, well. Oh, that hurt. Oh, just outright dead. The saving grace, again, is that someone did say that they only play with one runner. So it looks like we're only going to be playing with one runner as well now. Oh, God. Right. Do we want to... 1, 2... We're going to get 4 dwarfs in here. Do we want... You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Just because I'm feeling a little fruity. I feel like we want to do it. Oh, look at all that resists. Go on.
From within the dedicated area of the stands.
Get in there. Oh, no injury, no second injury. But you know what? That is fine. If you drop a fireball and you injure a guy, that is fine with me. I'll quite happily take 1 injury from a fireball all day. And now this guy's gone down. So this guy can probably get. Unfortunately, this is the tackle guy. He can get almost certainly get a. We'll get a long beard in there. We'll get another. Oh no, because we can't see. Oh yeah, we can do this. Is there a route in here? Yeah, there is, isn't there? 1 dice with a reroll. It's got to be worth a shout, isn't it? And that guy's got no block. Yeah, this has got to be worth a shout with a reroll.
Need to get rid of the ball.
Oh, that's not the skull. That's outrageous. Oh, and then a push. That's harsh. That is hard. That's harsh on us. I feel like we engineered we engineered ourselves a pretty good spot with that fireball. Never mind. Right. In that case, then this guy's almost certainly getting blocked. We will keep taking the pushes. He will follow.
He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time.
I feel like we've got to take the blocks where we can. That does suck, but sometimes you just got to take your lumps. As far as, yeah, but you know what, the thing is, like, as far as bombardiers and stuff go, like, I have no doubt that they will eventually add all of the teams. It would be criminal of them not to add all the teams, and there's no reason for them not to do it. It's a bunch of extra money for them that they're going to get. So I don't doubt for 1 second that they are eventually going to add all the teams in. Right, that's about it. I mean, I feel like we got block. He's got block and dodge, but I feel like 1 dice here is reasonably safe. Like, it's not spectacular, but it's safe enough that I will do it. Because if we do get a knockdown there, that really helps us. And if we do fall over, it's not the end of the world. As far as... Yeah, sorry, just going back to what RK said about the biggest thing is that it's alright to lose. Yeah, you've got to... Honestly, the other thing is as well, you've got to understand that this game is... You can be good at it, but there is an element of randomness in it. There is an element of RNG built into the game that is part of the game, and you cannot get away with that. You can't get away from it. And if you hate randomness and you can't accept the fact that occasionally you're just going to get dicked over by the game, no matter what you do, like, you're never going to enjoy it. You're never going to enjoy the game. You've got to go into it knowing full well that occasionally things, you know, all your plans are just going to go to shit. that's just going to happen. So you just got to live with it, you know. And then you just hope that it evens itself out in the long run. Sometimes you have crappy games, sometimes you have good games. And as you get a little bit better at the game, then you learn to minimise the damage on the bad games, and then do really, really well in the good games. That's what you aim for. That's the way it works, really. From my point of view, anyway. Oh, that's a little stun. Yeah, it is. Like, you've literally got to go into it with the mindset that, you know, shit happens. Shit happens, and it's probably going to happen to me. I tend to assume that things are going to go horribly wrong, and then when they don't, I'm pleasantly surprised. You know, I feel like that's a solid way to play this game. So yeah. But it is a lot of fun. Like, for anyone that likes turn-based strategy games, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So this is going all right, and I'm glad someone did say that the commentary helps. They're reasonably new, and my commentary helps. I am glad, honestly. I'm glad that it does help. You know, even if it helps a little bit. I make a lot of mistakes, but I do make an effort to, when I make mistakes, you know, if I catch them, I'll explain why I messed up, which is probably just as much help as being really good at it, I suppose. That was an unfortunate set of blocks. The fact that he made a 1 dice block here to get himself away from the touchline, and then he made a 1 dice block here, that's kind of painful. Right, you're going to stand up. That guy's got no block, so he cannot possibly take a 1 dice there.
About to get punched above.
That's unfortunate, but we'll have to live with that. Yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle now because of the way those blocks worked out. See, we're almost certainly going to have to take a 1 dice there at some point. Has that guy got guard? Well, that guy's not got guard, so we could again get tackle zones on the ball here, which I think we're going to have to try and do. We're going to put a guy here, and then we're going to hit with a Troll Slayer. And what we would really like is a push and then a knockdown. That would be ideal. But we will see. The reason I wanted the push first, I'm going to re-roll that because I haven't really got. I kind of need this guy down. The reason I want the push first is because then if I get the knockdown now, which I did, then I'm out of this guy's tackle zone, and I can put tackle zones on the ball with a go for it. Okay. So that was why I wanted to do it that way round. That's why I wanted the push first. I mean, he can probably almost certainly get out of that, but I feel like it was worth it. And now it's just going to come down to 1 dice blocks. I feel like it's unfortunate we're losing the war of attrition a little bit. His 1 dice blocks are working out better than my 1 dice blocks. Although, there you go, there's a good one. And we have got tackle. Oh, no injury. I would have loved to have injured that Troll Slayer there, but a stun does help. Can't complain too much. A stun does help. And then we leave it at that. So yeah, I mean he can. I mean this is not the hardest situation for him to get himself out of, because he's got a fairly simple 2 dice block here from either of these players to get this guy away. It failed the first time, which is good.
Still standing.
But he's going to get a bunch of them. He's going to get, as long as he gets this guy out of the way, then that's fine. And then he can probably just blitz and then run down here. Is the way he would probably, is the way I would go. But I would probably blitz with this guy. Oh no, actually, I would almost certainly blitz with this guy because you want to blitz him away rather than towards the ball carrier. That's alright for us though, we can live with that. I'm surprised he pushed him this way.
I mean the ball carrier, go.
But mind you, okay, but he's not going to follow up, so he's going to do it. This is okay. Like what he's doing is actually fairly sensible. I'm kind of surprised he's making all the go for it, because the reason he's doing this is because he wants to throw a bunch of blocks. I mean that's a reasonable cage, but I suppose I do get a chance to get onto him with a couple of blocks maybe, or a dodge. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, wish there was a big guy to knock down. Yeah, I do know what you mean, Quick. I mean, sometimes you see people make a bunch of 67% dodges and then you try and make a go for it and fall over. I mean, it happens. It happens. You know, but that is, you've just got to live with it. You've just got to live with it. The thing is, I think it's human nature to remember when things go badly for you and forget that things went well for you at times. Like, I try and remember, like that last game where we ended up in the very last turn nicking a draw, even though we'd played pretty badly for the few turns before that. You know, you've got like make an effort to remember when things went really well, because then you kind of don't feel so bad when things go badly. That's what I try and do anyway. I try and always remember. Like if I have a really good game when things went spectacularly, I try and remember. Right, what are we gonna do here? Do we get a 2 dice anywhere? No, we get a 1 dice there. So we're almost certain. Like again, this is not ideal, but we're almost certain. The plan here is we're almost certainly gonna make a 1 dice. We could probably make a 2 dice actually first. So 2 dice here, 2 dice here, and hopefully try and get this guy free. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I'm not even sure. This guy's probably going to need some go-for-its to get round here anyway, which is not ideal. But it seems like a good start at least.
Unity is strength.
So not ideal, but we will do that. This is the one we really needed to go down. That helps. We will follow that. So now we do have some spare dwarves. I mean, this guy is almost certainly going to go here to block off that assist if needed. This guy, if I could get now, see, he can't get round there. Can't even get round there. So I'm almost certainly going to have to, if I'm going to blitz this guy in to get a tackle zone on the ball again, and then try and dodge the Troll Slayer over maybe. But this is the only real option we've got for getting tackle zones on the ball now. So this is what we're going to do first. Oh, and he failed to go for it.
This player likes to be well assisted.
Oh, it's unfortunate for us, kind of. But again, we got to take your lumps. You got to live with it. Right, is there a way? See again, block versus block. This is not ideal. If I'm almost oh, the skull. Yeah, I should have stood that guy up first. Actually, I've made a mistake. I was so much concentrating on this that I didn't. I probably should have stood him up. I could have run him over here. Actually, made things a bit more awkward. The skull really hurts. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? Like at the end of the day, like trying to, as dwarves versus dwarves, trying to get the ball off him is a little bit of an uphill battle for me at the moment. Like you would expect him to reasonably be able to cage up and roll down the pitch. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. Maybe if he scores this turn, four turn, maybe we could score in 4 turns. Oh, that doesn't help. No long term. Okay. But yeah, unfortunately, this because these are both relatively new Dwarf teams. A lot of this was going to come down to the war of attrition, and he had a sub against us. So we're kind of losing it. We're a couple of players down, which is pretty rough for us. And we've had a couple of opportunities to maybe nick the ball off him. But he just hasn't quite gone in our favour. Oh. There's a go for it fail. Oh, he's just flat up re-rolled it. Okay. Yeah, he's got 1 out, but he's got a sub. So he's going to be at full strength, and we're going to be 2 down, unfortunately, which is rough. Especially Dwarves v Dwarves. It's kind of awkward. But we will see. The other thing is early on as well. You know, I'm very much of the opinion that very early on at 1000 TV, like teams change drastically from when you create them to when when they're 1800 team value. I mean, the human team I've got is drastically different than it was when I made it. It's much better able to deal with like more teams. Dwarves especially, like I feel like most teams have definite good and bad matchups for the first few games. Like I feel like Dwarves v Dwarves just comes down to who gets a decent number of injuries first, or who gets a numbers advantage. Then they generally do better. Like Chaos do really badly against Dwarves early on because Dwarves have block everywhere and Chaos have none. But then again, I feel like Dwarves do pretty badly against Elf teams early on because they do have some tackle, but they're just so damn slow. They just are too slow to get anywhere. I don't even think. I'm not sure. I don't even think we have anyone. See, we don't have anyone who can get to the no runner. No. Yeah, the other thing is as well actually. Yeah, because we got both our runners got injured. So we've got no sure hands now, which is a real problem for us. It's gonna be awkward to say the least to secure the ball. But we shall see what we can do here.
This is going to be decisive.
We would very much like to nick a couple of injuries on these draws before the end of the half, if we can. Oh, no, only a stun again. That's a shame. Okay. Right. See, again, there's no real spectacularly easy way to stand out. Like we're not going to be able to catch the ball here. The goal now is to try and put enough pressure on him that he has to score next turn, so that we at least get an extra set of punches off the line and can punch him for a couple of turns. We'll see. We'll see if it works out like that. This does help. Follow. I mean, there is a chance we may be able to at least get some tackle zones on him.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, the high armour value, thick skull combat. Oh, that is such a shame. Even a push would have given us a chance, but that kind of ruins it. Never mind. Yeah, the high armor value, they are very hard to injure. Not my dwarves, obviously. My dwarves are dying all over the place. No, I'm joking. He's had an injury. But yeah, no, they are. They're a very sturdy team. They do generally last pretty well. It is literally just very unfortunate that this is our first game, so we've got no Apo. And the 2 players that have got injured are both the runners who have sure hands, which does make things really awkward for us. It's going to be very hard to A, pick up the ball, and B, score without either runner. But we'll do what we can. We will do what we can. Oh, excuse my coughing.
It'll get angry. We wouldn't like them, maybe. Joking. You're gonna love them.
Yeah, I mean, again, he can, if he wants to stall, he can almost certainly stall for at least one more turn, because if he just moves down here, none of my players can reach him anyway. Yeah, like that. So I haven't really got anyone in range. The goal for the goal is just to try and put some pressure on them. Yeah, no, I mean I won't. You know, I could do, but I generally don't favour doing that. Like it is going to be rough, and there is a lot to be said for just I've had a bad first game. I'm gonna trash the team and go again. But you know, I kind of feel like for me, I don't really mind playing. Like if I have a team and it has a bad first game, and I get some injuries, and then I have to play with a couple of loners and kind of drag them up by their bootstraps, it doesn't really bother me so much. Like I'll quite happily just play with them anyway and see what happens. Like if I'm going to have a bad run with them and lose a couple of games, so be it. I'll just play and, you know, hopefully at some point it turns itself around. This is a rough game, but you know, gonna get rough games. Yeah, that's it. For every bad game that you have, there's always the chance that the next one turns out to be great. So you might as well just stick at it and see what happens. He's doing a pretty good job at stalling here. I do almost certainly want to take a 1 dice. I will take a 1 dice there, but I don't want to do it straight away. You stand up. Actually, no, I'll probably take a 2 dice there, actually. You're going to come over here first.
That's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw one.
We will take 2 dice on the Troll Slayer. Might as well try and injure a Troll Slayer. We will take 2 dice here. Oh, we're not getting... Not the greatest set of block dice we've ever had, but... Yeah, stalling hurts. Stalling hurts. As I say, just losing the runners in general, losing both the runners just really hurts. And just Dwarf play... Oh, God, we're not getting great block dice here, are we? Just Dwarf play in general. I mean, for anyone new to the game or anyone who's not played Dwarf and is interested, this is a perfectly reasonable thing for Dwarfs to do. And if you are a Dwarf coach, this is what you should be doing. If you receive first and you are the first person to get the ball in your hands, your game plan as Dwarves 99 times out of 100 is to keep the ball for 8 turns and score on turn 8. That's what you should be doing as Dwarves. If I had the ball, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. So it's he's doing the right thing. You can't complain. Like again, there is, you know, when you're new to the game, it might seem like this is just him being, you know, being crappy or being a dick or not playing properly, but that's not what this is. This is the way that you win games as Dwarves. It's just what you're supposed to be doing. It's not always the most fun thing to play against, but you just have to accept it. It's part of the game, and people will do it to you. I've certainly stalled. For anyone that's seen me play the humans for the last 20 odd games, there's definitely been a few games where I've been in a spot where I've stalled for like 3-4 turns just to score on turn 8. It's a perfectly viable thing to do in Blood Bowl. So I'm just trying to think how we're gonna come back in this. We used our wizard, and it did get us an injury, which is good. It's kind of unfortunate that we've punched quite a few draws, and he's injured 2 runners. Well, he's killed 1 and injured 1, and the only injury we got was from the fireball, which is a shame. We've not had the spectacular block dice, but yeah, I mean, just generally for dwarves in general, like their game, if they've got the ball first, their game plan should always be stall. Like there is absolutely no reason for a Dwarf team to score before turn 8 in the first half, because what is the best that can happen? I mean, they give you the ball, and there is the likelihood of a Dwarf team kicking off, chasing you down, getting the ball off you, picking it up, and then scoring a second one. It's like minuscule. It just doesn't happen. So I do not begrudge him doing this. It's perfectly reasonable for him to be doing this. It's unfortunate for me, but I certainly don't begrudge him doing it. Right, I'm going to stand that guy up. This guy might blitz actually, so we're going to do a I'm gonna do this first.
Unity is strength.
There we go.
Just like the star.
Oh, see, we're not getting the injuries, and so you know it is very hard to injure the dwarves. They do have this skill, which is thick skull, which means that normally if you roll an 8 for your injury, you would KO someone. Dwarves don't get KO'd; they just get stunned. So you basically need to roll a 9 or better to get them off the pitch.
This player likes to be well assisted in fight.
Follow.
Good call. Intimidation is the key. It's one of my strengths when I was still playing.
There we go. If there was a way to injure any of the dwarves, I mean, punching these guys, it's kind of unfortunate for us. Like if there was a player that you was going to try and get off the pitch, the Troll Slayers are generally the easiest because they have lower armor value. Unfortunately, we've punched these two down a few times and not quite got them off the pitch. But
Come on, guys, together.
and unlike the human team, we don't have a dirty player. So as much as it would be nice to just stamp on some people, it's not really a viable option at the moment. So we are gonna, because all we'd be doing is maybe trading one player for. I mean, nah. All we'd be doing is maybe trading one player for another. It's a bit risky. If we was winning, this is another thing about fouling as well. When you've got dirty player, you are trying to foul because dirty player is basically like mighty blow for fouls. Like it gives you +1 to all your injury rolls when you foul. If you've got a dirty player, you should try and use it. Yeah, and there is plenty of times when even without dirty player you would foul a piece. If it's the way I would treat fouling is if you can foul a piece that's really really good and way better than the piece you're fouling it with, and you've got like a really high percentage, it's a good thing. Like it's not a bad idea to do fouls in certain situations. But in situations like this, like all I'm doing is using a level 1 Longbeard to foul another level 1 Longbeard, which you know doesn't really seem like a great idea. I don't generally do it because I'm already down players. If I was up players, like say if he'd had a load of injuries and I had 10 players left and he had like 8, then I might do it. Because worst case scenario, I get sent off and I'm still up players. It doesn't really make a difference. Or it makes a difference, but it's not the end of the world. Clawpon Chaos team in his second game. Blimey. Did he have a lot of... was he a much higher team value than you? Because that sounds like pretty brutal. Oh god! I'm surprised he didn't concede. Chaos coaches love to concede. But yeah, they go. But yeah, fouling is something very.
Now it's time to think defensively.
The Wimbledon of the 90s. What's the Wimbledon of the 90s? Like, I kind of understand the reference, but oh, he was much higher TV. Oh, you know what? You mean Wimbledon the football team? I thought you meant for a minute. My brain was going Wimbledon the tennis tournament. I'm like, what? But yes, they are very much like Wimbledon of the 90s. Yes, that they are. That they are. Oh, full of hard gits and not necessarily the most fun to watch. It's a very appropriate comparison. But yeah, fouling is something. Fouling is something that's very. It's a great thing to do. Like it's a very good tool to use in certain situations. Like if you just foul all the time, regardless, I don't feel like that's the greatest way to do it. There are some people again who, if you're newer to the game, you see that you can foul people to try and injure them, and it seems like a good thing to do. And it is a lot of times, but you have to be a little bit careful with it. You know, you don't. There are certain situations where it's great, and there are other situations where it's not so good. You know, hopefully, as we go along, again, when I do get
I chained all the goblin technicians together to create a living mess.
do get options to play with dirty players, when I do start fouling, I will try try and explain as best I can when I would do it and when I wouldn't. And it is, yeah, like people who are new to the game, they foul like every turn all the time with all different kinds of pieces, and it's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. Okay. Dwarf catch. Never going to happen. Right. We are going to punch outwards.
Like halflings round a sandwich.
Stay. Let's go this way.
Is the assist going to be enough to
there we
come
go.
out on top?
That's a shame.
They're gathering around that lone player, like halflings round a sandwich.
This player likes to be well assisted in a fight. Somebody please stop him.
See, again, like I could probably actually. I mean, you know what? This is a situation where I may do it purely because I'm going to get such a good foul, and I can't blitz, and I almost certainly want to do it with the blitzer, probably. Yeah, I feel like in this situation, I can pretty much surround him. Like, this is going to be... Right, this is a 92% foul. Yes, there is the chance I'm going to get sent off, but I feel like for a 92% foul, and the fact that I'm down players, might be worth it. So I'm going to chance it. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to chance it.
Rounded agony, Jim. And here comes the other team.
Oh, see, only a stun. Such a shame. But, you know... We're going to try and make the pick up. It's unlikely, but yeah. There we go. Right, end of the first half. So kind of a well, I say kind of a rough first half. Like, it went as you would expect Dwarves v Dwarves. I mean, he got the ball, he rolled down the pitch, he scored on turn 8. I mean, that's not unusual. The rough part is that we kind of lost the war of attrition slightly with the death and the injury. And, you know, even that we could probably live with, but the fact that we lost both our runners is probably what's gonna end our chances at doing well here. There is the distinct possibility that we spend at least the first couple of turns just desperately trying to pick up the ball. So we'll see what happens. Ah. So what are we going to do here? I feel like now it's just a case of let's just see. We're almost certainly going to have to pick up the ball with a blitzer. We're going to use these to protect the ball, and we're just going to see what we can do here. See how it goes. I'm not overly confident, but we're gonna stick at it. We're going to see what we can do. But we're going to do our best to try and make some dwarven magic happen. Him getting an extra reroll is not great. At least this is reasonably close. We're going to protect the ball, and then we will sort out these punches on the line. Push along now. The reason we do it this way, we'll stay. The reason we block this way first is because if you block with the middle guy and you block the guy against him, if you get a push, the only place you can push him is outwards. So you can't hit him again. If you do it this way, you know, if you get a push, you can just push him along and hit him again. Like that's the plan here anyway. That's why we do it. That's why we do it this way.
This is going to be decisive.
We will stay.
Unity is strength.
There we go. We will stay there.
Come on, guys, together.
We will take a push because we're still going to get 2 dice. And then we'll take that. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You don't necessarily need to go outwards, but yeah, just the basic theory is if you push a guy straight out from the middle, or if you push the guy directly opposite you, the only place you can push him is backwards, like away from the rest of your players. That's the basic principle behind it. So whichever way you decide to do it, just try not to push him straight back. No way we can get good frenzies here. I feel like we just blitz with this guy then, maybe. No, can't really blitz over there. We will just blitz over here for the moment. I would like to blitz with the Troll Slayer, but it's if I frenzy with the Troll Slayer, then the second one's going to be 1 dice, so I'd rather just blitz with the block tackle guy and be done with it. Stay there. So not the worst set of blocks off the line. I'm going to put him there just to make life awkward. And now comes the fun part. Now we try and pick up the ball.
What, are you asleep?
No. 1 down. That's 2 down. Right, okay. There we go. There we go. Right. Well, that's 2. We're going to have to count it. We're going to count it. We're going to keep counting. That's 2. 2 pickups down the drain. So we shall see. We shall see. We desperately need this guy to pick up the ball next turn, otherwise we're in a bit of trouble. Like, if he just keeps... Granted, dwarves are slow, but if we give him enough turns to run around, he will eventually get there. That's good that we survived so far. Yeah, that's good that we survived that. That helps. At least it ties these guys up again for another turn. Skink's trying to pick up the ball. Yeah, it does get really, really awkward. It's funny though, because they've still got... I mean, they've got Agi 3. It's really weird somehow. Like, it's probably a perception thing, but it's really weird that I feel like it's really hard to pick the ball up with dwarves. But yet, human blitzers have got Agi 3, and I pick up the ball with blitzers all the time and think nothing of it. So, it's probably just a perception thing. Jameson 9827. I'm going to call you Jameson if that's okay. Thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. If anyone can hear that Ghostbusters theme tune in the background, that would be my phone, so I'm not going to answer right now. I might on his next turn, I will nip out the door and yeah, I mean, I generally try to do it last turn, last action of the turn as well. And again, now because we failed the pickup, we are actually in a bit of a pickle again. This is a problem. It's probably my inexperience with dwarves showing as well, to an extent. I seem to have got myself in a situation where I kind of, I mean, I'm going to have to make a 1 dice here because I can live with the push. You like Skaven, Hells? Yeah, Skaven are a fun team. Skaven are definitely a fun team to play with. That's going to be 1. That's a frenzy trap. We will sort that out afterwards. I will explain a frenzy trap in a moment for anyone that doesn't know. I'm just trying to figure out. How I'm going to make this safe. There is no real way to make this safe, I don't feel like. I'm almost certainly going to have to cover there. Yes, the thing about Skaven is, Skaven can actually get they're not bashy, but they can get pretty. Like, you can get storm vermin and turn them into real out and out killers. Like, if you get a couple of decent rolls in them. Like, I played a Skaven team. Last Skaven team I played actually had a storm vermin that was like devastating to me. It just ruined my day. Right, I feel like I'm gonna have to try and make the pickup first because I might need to use a reroll on it. That's 3. That's 4. He's done it. He's done it. Right. So,
Where's the Martian?
I don't think I put it on yours because you didn't say you wanted to watch it.
Yeah. How do I do it? Where can I get it?
You just go on network, home group, Rob.
It won't let me.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at it in a minute. I will have a look in a minute. Oh, bugger. That's what happens when people distract you. Goddamn real life. But yeah, a frenzy trap. That's unfortunate I didn't move that. But a frenzy trap. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. Someone was asking me for a favour real quick to do something. Right, that's fine. Right, a frenzy trap for anyone who doesn't know. Let me just answer this question. One might get an skill for a block dodge already, and he rolled 9 no doubles. On a normal skill, again, I don't play Skaven much, but yeah, I do know that a lot of people on gutter runners do go sprint or sure feet. The idea with gutter runners on a Skaven team is you literally want to do your best to give them the ability to score from anywhere on the pitch. Like, literally just at any given opportunity, just get the ball in their hands and just go like a rocket. Sure feet is definitely a good one. You are going to go for it a lot with your gutter runners to either A, get out of trouble, or B, get them down the field. There's probably some other suggestions that people have. Oh, he's failed to go for it, which is good for us. Fail it again. Go on, roll a 1. Ah, never mind.
This could be fun, especially if a ball goes down.
Yeah, that seems like a good shout. If anyone else has any better thoughts on Skaven, by all means, chime in. But yeah, the frenzy trap. As I was going to say, talk about frenzy traps before someone distracted me. But the way frenzy works on your troll slayers, which is this skill here. This skill here is that when you block someone, if you don't knock them over, you block them again. But it's not optional. You have to block them again. You have to follow up, and you have to block them again. So what a frenzy trap is this here. This is a 1 dice block on this guy. But if I don't knock him over and I push him, all of a sudden I'm in trouble because I'm standing next to a bunch of dwarves. It probably doesn't work out as anything more than 1 dice in this situation because this guy would cancel the assists out. But that's getting way into way blocks work. But yeah, the basic idea. If you ever hear anyone talk about a frenzy trap, it's basically just that if you use a guy with frenzy and you mess up the first block, then you're in real trouble. That's the way the frenzy trap works. Sidestep is cool. Sidestep is definitely a good one. It makes things makes your gutter runners way safer when running down the sideline. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's Ernert. I'm going to go Ernert with that one. I do apologise in advance if when people come to the stream or follow or talk in chat that I absolutely butcher your names. I do apologise. I do my best. It's just it's rough with internet handles at times. But I'm gonna go with Ernert there. Right. So we are in an almighty great predicament. So what we are going to do almost certainly is take the 1 die splits here and hope for the best. It's not been our greatest of games. This we're not exactly filled with glorious achievements so far for dwarves, but I feel like if this goes all right, maybe we seize it. Maybe we pull something out the bag like the last few games I've had. Right. Unfortunately, this is on a blitzer.
Maybe better dodging out of the
Oh,
way rather than
a push is unfortunate.
No,
But I feel like
strike first, run later.
we take the push.
That's always been my motto.
And then we just run away. Oh, we made the dodge. Okay. So we made the dodge. Our dwarves are balletic. Do we make go for it here? I feel like with the reroll, I feel like we're gonna make go for it. It's not like I don't like making go for it, but I feel like in this situation we haven't really got a good way to make the ball safe or anything, so we're gonna try it. That's 2 dice uphill. That's 2 dice uphill. I feel like I almost feel like it's worth trying to 50-50 dodge again with the reroll, because if we can get here and get a 1 dice block, I would quite happily take that. That's unfortunate. But I am going to re-roll it. I feel like we're so short of options at the moment. Oh well. Failing 2 50-50s is unfortunate. You know, you would hope that 50-50 with a re-roll that you would make one of them. But I do feel like we really needed to try and set up some kind of screen over here. Otherwise we was really going to be in trouble. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, he was always going to be able to get 2 dice against us anyway, but... There we go. Oh, so we survived that, which is good. But we are already out of rerolls because of all the palaver with picking up the ball and stuff, which is a problem.
This could be fun, especially.
Yeah, no, it is 75. Yep, it is 75%. That's fine. That is the way that works. For anyone who doesn't know, it is 75%. It's not some other number. There was a pretty hilarious conversation about that on the forums of the league I'm in. Right, yeah, we're pretty much not only did he knock the guy out, he actually caught the ball as well. We're pretty boned here, to be honest. You know, we're going to stick in it. We're going to play it out to the end. We don't concede. We are not that guy, but we are definitely struggling here.
just like the Splendor Riser. This player keeps on going and going and going.
So, I mean, on the balance of things, I'm not sure. I mean, to be fair, this down here was a mistake. I got distracted and I got distracted and got tied up when I should have run over here. Would have been safer. But you know, that is what it is. As far as the actual game goes, like, I'm not sure what we could have done differently in the first half to make things go better. I feel like we did pretty well. I feel like we actually, you know, we actually got a shot on his ball carrier reasonably early with the fireball. And not only a shot, we actually managed to get a 2-dice shot on his ball carrier. I'm almost certain. Unfortunately, that just didn't work out, and then he won the war of attrition. Really, the 2 early injuries on the runners just made things exceptionally hard for us. And then we just didn't. Yeah, we did manage to get an injury here, but he had a sub because he already had some TV. So it's just unfortunate, really. But we are going to do what we can. We are definitely going to. Yeah, I mean, it is always unfortunate when your first game you basically get your team but better. It does kind of hurt, because then basically, like, the equaliser that you have is a wizard, so you're relying on a wizard to even out the TV. We are going full on crazy Dwarf mode there. Yeah, you are basically relying on your wizard to even out the TV, which he probably did. The problem is that, look at it this way: like with my lower TV, I got a wizard. So my wizard took out one of his players, which is good, but he still had a substitute, and his remaining players are better than my remaining players. So inducements are good, and inducements do go a long way to evening out TV differences. I'm not, you know, I'm not complaining, and sometimes you just need to play against teams that are higher value than you, and you need to, you know, nick a win, get a little bit of luck, whatever. You know, it happens. It's part of the game. But it is rough. It is rough. I'm trying to explain why it's awkward to get your team, because in another situation, if I had the same situation versus, say, an elf team or a chaos team, maybe the fact that we have different teams and there are things that my team is good at and the things that his team is good at, maybe that difference is enough to even it out. Or maybe I can play to my strengths and get a victory that way. It's just unfortunate the way it worked out that we ended up Dwarf versus Dwarf. But that's to not taking anything away from this guy. This guy's played really well. You know, he's done exactly what he was supposed to do. He got his injuries, he stalled, and he made life awkward for me. Maybe I will look into that. I mean, as I say, with the humans, I always take the security gate. Maybe with the dwarves, I will look into getting the star player one. Although my plan, almost certainly, with dwarves, would be to get the bribe one and just buy a death roller so that I had a free bribe every game. That seems like, out of all the teams that are in there at the moment, I feel like the dwarves benefit the most from the bribe one. Being able to get a free bribe for your death roller seems like a good idea. Oh, has he got rerolls left? Yeah, yes. Okay. There was no real way I could have got to the ball there anyway. But yeah, I'm not sure. You know, we'll see what happens when we come to it. When we've got a few more gold coins to spend. But I feel like the bribe one with a death roller might be a good shout. Okie dokie. The other unfortunate thing is, you know, in this game specifically, is we had a turn in turn 8 of the first half. We had a chance to punch some dwarves, and again at the beginning of this half, and we didn't really, we haven't really done any damage to them, which is really unfortunate. It's not like he's gone and killed a bunch of our players, but it would have been nice to have just nicked a little cheeky injury. We're going to go over here. We'll go over here. And we're just going to leave that for now. Okie dokie. Right, you sir. I mean, we're definitely going to try and nick another touchdown before the end. We're definitely not going to just mess around. We're going to try and play for a. Because again, this is something that my view on this as well is that, you know, even in games like this, we're pretty much lost. We're 2-0 down. We're dwarves. We're not going to score twice in four turns, but we should at least make the effort to play properly and try and score a touchdown, because that's an extra 3-star player points that we wouldn't have had otherwise. So we might as well try it. We might as well try and do it properly. We will go this way. There we go. You can stay. This might be a bit.
This player likes to be well assisted.
Oh.
This is going to be decisive.
So, blimey, that's to use a lot of blocks there.
Put some force behind those punches.
Oh, blimey, that guy survived 1,000,000 blocks. Okay. Follow, right. Hey. You know what, I think I might stamp on that guy at some point soon. Okay, try to pick up, see what happens. Oh, there we go. Right, we made one. Right, where is safe? There's safe, reasonably. Okay, not a high percentage foul, but I feel like the way things have gone, like, if we're going to score, we need to get some players off the pitch. Oh, that's unfortunate, though.
Did you see that, Bob?
sending off and no injury. That's why foul. You know, this is what I was talking about earlier about fouls being not necessarily the greatest idea of the time. This is kind of a low percentage play, and if there was any chance, like if we were drawing or winning, we almost certainly wouldn't do that. The reason we did is because I'm kind of hoping for a chunk of luck there, whereby we get him off the pitch, gives us a bit of room to get down the field. You know, it's the sort of thing you do when you're behind and you're just trying to make the best of the situation and try and nick a touchdown. It didn't work out for us, but which is a shame. But you know, the dangers of fouling. It's like a public service announcement. Remember, children. Fouling is dangerous. You can get sent off. So what are we going to do here? Is there a good way to... yeah. Yeah, very much been with it. Like, yeah, we're losing. We might as well foul someone. Yeah, and see what happens.
That's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw one. Now that's a real mess.
Right then, we are gonna. Now, unfortunately, we just got one dice everywhere now. But someone, we're gonna need to make a one dice block somewhere.
What are they slapping each other with? Dead fish? Put some force behind those punches.
That's the two dice. Another push, unfortunate. Follow. Right, I assume... right. This is probably going to be... So we've got 3 turns. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be rough. The likelihood of us getting all the way down the pitch in time to score is slim, but we're going to make an effort. We really do want to try and blitz these guys away from the ball, like away from the cage, though. It's unfortunate. And as much as we'd like to... oh no, that's the runner. He didn't have block. Okay, that's alright then. And as much as I would like to take a block here, then it would just leave this wide open. So we're not gonna do that. And we're gonna see how we go.
The attacker has an assist.
How can he get in here? I mean, there must be some way. There's almost certainly a way for him to... he probably gets a nice 2 dice here. And if he knocks the Troll Slayer down, he gets 2 dice in here.
Like halflings round a sandwich. Grab them in turkeys and relax, Jim.
That helps him out.
Here for quite some time.
We shall see. We shall see. I'm almost certain there's a way he gets at least tackle zones on the ball carrier. And it's also clogged up that, you know, we need to... I mean, realistically, with 2 turns left, we need to basically run this guy his full distance. I mean, he's only got movement 5. I'm not even sure. Actually, I'm not even sure. Can he even reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we need to go all 5 squares and 2 go for it both turns to score. So that's what we're going to do. Even if it requires a million dodges, we have to do it. Because otherwise we don't score anyway. So there's no point messing around. If we're going to try and score, we're going to try and score. We just need to find a way to make forward progress. We need to open up a gap somewhere. It's going to be hard. Because unfortunately we can't make any detours either. We cannot go wandering around the place. We have to go in a line.
That's it. Get in their face.
That doesn't help.
The domino effect.
That really doesn't help because now... Oh no. Nah, it's kind of, that makes life more awkward. We shall see though. We shall see. We might be able to chain push someone. I'm not sure if there would be a good way to chain. Did he just make a 17% dodge? He did, didn't he? Okay. I was going to say, if he would have made that, I would have been slightly unhappy.
Player on the ground. The coach will be spitting teeth about this.
Right. Now, we need to get rid of these guys and this guy. So we're almost certainly going to need to... See, we can't really afford to get rid of that guy because we're going to need to blitz this guy away. Blitz this guy away. Or push that guy away. So first things first. We want to take... did he? 16% on the Crocs. Nice. We're going to stand that guy up. Just on the off chance this works, we might as well stand these guys up. We've not got much to work with, but we're going to take the 2 dice here. Push really doesn't help us, but I'll follow.
One less obstacle for the ball carrier. Textbook stuff.
Yeah, the push is unfortunate. We really needed the extra assist on this guy. Is there any other way we can make this work? I mean, the only other way is to stand this guy up, blitz with the ball carrier, try and blitz out this way, hope to get a knockdown and then dodge out. I think that's probably the only other option we've got at this point. So we're going to do that. We're going to go... We're going to blitz. We're going to blitz 1 dice here. A knockdown would be ideal. That kind of puts paid to us. Yeah, get Vinny in there. Get Vinny in there. What we really need is a good old John Fashanu scoring touchdowns. That's what we need. That kind of puts paid to that. Right, we can't score anymore now, which is unfortunate. And we will stay. Right, well there we go. We try. The plan here, the only real good way I could see out of this was that what we was going to try and do is blitz here, push the dwarf out here, or hopefully knock him down out here, and then just dodge away and try and get down the field. That was our only real option. We had to make it the full 7 squares this turn to be able to score. So we couldn't really do anything other than try and get the ball carrier out somehow.
They're going for the ball.
Yeah, turn 16. We will just throw whatever blocks we can. As I say, try and pick up the star player points wherever you can. Even in games where it goes badly, try and pick up your SPP. So we'll try and find some good blocks somewhere in this mess and see what happens. Right, so Yeah, no really good. It's a shame. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, there's not really much. Unfortunately, normally I like to be like, oh, I'm gonna try this and try that and try that. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where there's not really much we can do here. You know, the game's kind of got away from us. The two early injuries and the kind of mistake I made down here when I got distracted with the ball carrier kind of put paid to any chance we had of nicking a draw out of this. Nice to see that even he drops the ball though on pick up. Happens to every Dwarf team. Right, so have we got any decent blocks? We've probably got 2 dice here. Yep, we'll take that. There we go. You can go there. Follow. You stand up. You stand up. We've got 1 dice there. Probably got 2 dice here. It's going to be 2 dice into 1 dice, but we'll take it because I want to save the blitz for afterwards. There we go. And then blitz around here, because then if we blitz around here, we can put him over there and get another 2 dice. That works. Oh well. And then we roll a 1. Never mind. The point of making it going for it there was because if we got him over there, then we got another 2 dice block here. I think, unless the guard, yeah, we would have got another 2 dice there, which is unfortunate, but
unity is strength.
right, while he's finishing his last turn, I'm just going to nip to the loot, blow my nose and whatnot. I'll be back in a moment.
They'll need to scoop up that ball and quickly. Is the assist going to be enough to come out on top?
That player is about to get punched above and below the belt at the same time. The Dwarf player has just picked up the ball.
That's not their style. They must be up to something.
After that match, I need to change my undergarments. Take a while I... Constitution.
Yeah, do your consta whatever somewhere else, Stinky. Getting bored, Jim. You know I have the attention span of a constipated snotling. When are we gonna get to see a game?
Okie dokie, right, that's better. Yeah, bit of a rough game for us, especially to start out. The death hurt. The death definitely hurt. We did get a... no, we didn't get a level up. Of course we didn't get a level up. We didn't get any SPP anywhere. Did we just get the MVP, I think? Yeah, we just got the MVP. Okay. So let's just see the... check the damage. We definitely... one guy's dead. Have we got enough to buy another? I feel like we're not going to replace him with another runner. I feel like we're going to get another Longbeard maybe. When we can. I feel like that's the way we're going to go. We're going to play one runner in the future. But for now, we're just going to have to play with a loner. And see how we go.